What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up, y'all? Just a quickie. Just a quickie. Just a quickie. Just wanted to see what that sounded like. We're just I gotta change my strings for Secret Show tomorrow because my acoustic's been getting a little a little gunky on the fretboard a little bit, and it's my fault. I've done this. But I'm gonna show you guys my the process that I go through when I change these. And since we ended Virtual Red Band a little early, what's up, Jade? Then I'm gonna change these strings. First, I'm gonna have a little word from our sponsors here, but I'm also gonna turn on the green light on this one for as long as it'll allow me. Let me put this over here, and these microphones. I can put that guy. This that Satch gave me, this little microphone kit set with the thing. I've been taking very good care of it and keeping it in the thing that it came in. I'm gonna keep that right there. But for now, guys, welcome to you. Y'all know what this means. A quick word from the sponsors. Phone swap in order. Satch is the man. Satch is the man. Incredible idea. Yeah, I'm gonna. I have a little bit of a pride announcement, guys. We have increased our views to over 40K, which is the first time that's ever happened. We're over 42,000 views. And guys, we're almost to 40 watch hours, which is crazy. We're 37.6 right now. We're up 90 subscribers. This is a wild time to be alive here on this channel. I'm so excited. There we go. All right. Now, it's time to do this like I always did. Let me move a there we go. What's up, Bong? This is just that, buddy. This is an impromptu thing. We're just changing my guitar strings here. And it's very much impromptu. We ended Virtual Red Band a little early because we got a big day tomorrow, Secret Show and all. So just changing my strings. Could probably move this guy somewhere closer, like maybe right there. I don't change my strings as often anymore as I used to because I'm not playing there as much. But we definitely don't want to break any. So that's what we're trying to avoid here. But I like to, I like to think of this as a thing. I use a bar key, a little Batman bar key, to open up, not open up, but why is this thing shaped so weird? There we go. Yeah, I just pop these open, that way I can just pull them out, the pins, the pegs. And then a lot of people have trouble with this part. I get all the strings down here on the end and I just grab them together, and then one at a time I just hold on to this up here, keep some slack on it, and I just come over here and untangle these jokers one at a time. And I ain't in no rush. I'm taking my time to do this. This is just how I change my strings. And of course there'll be some guitar guy that's like, oh no, you gotta twist your this and that way before you put it in there. And I'm like, all right, man, you live your life. I'm gonna keep doing what I've been doing for 23 years. And I'm gonna just hold it down. These little ones down here are a little bit harder to maneuver, so I get them looped up just like that. And then the hardest end, where all the bends and shit, where it's all bent up, I wrap that part first. Then when I get to about right there, wrap the pointy ends around a couple times, loop those through, and then use the other to pull the pointy ends back down. That way it's only sticking up a little bit like that. And then I have oodles of these all around. I keep these and send them to people sometimes. But now we get to do something that I think my guitar loves. We get to give it a good solid wipe down. I use old white t-shirts that I don't use anymore. Some of them have been with me for a long time in here. Wipe it down under in a place where it usually doesn't get to get wiped. Under where the strings would go on the headstock. Oh, that's hilarious. I've heard a lot about this Stardew Valley. I might play it one day, but I think I've heard a lot of people talk about enjoying it. And I think I waited too late to get in on it to where I would be satisfied with. All right, give it a good wipe down. Also, I have a little stuff called a fast fret here. Oh no. And I go through and hit all of the frets. Or all of the between the frets with a little oil, and then also the frets. I do between, and then I do the actual fret. So it's kind of even drippy a little bit in there. But I just give it a nice moisturizer. Bring some life back into that old wood. And then we cap this guy off so we can keep it. And then this little rag, just go through and wipe all that fast fret residue off. I give it the once over with this towel. And I put that back on there for safekeeping at a later date. And this guy gets to live back in here where it stays. And now and I don't know, I'm sure you guys can't, but I wish you could see what I see. All right, got that wiped down good. Scratch under the string parts where it doesn't get scratched often. And then we'll leave that towel in there. Like the video, guys. Subscribe to the channel. This is just a super quick. These are the strings I use for those nerds that want to know stuff like that. I use the Diodario Phosphor Bronze 10s. Or 12s, actually. And I like them because they come in these beautiful anti-corrosion pouches. But the anti-corrosion pouches oftentimes gets punctured by a guitar string. So it's not exactly anti-corrosion like you would think. But it doesn't matter because I'm about to break them open anyhow. If you have to do a lot of things, when I'm at work and I clean the bathrooms, I don't do everything on one and then move to the next one and do everything on the next one. I do the same thing to all of them and I just go back and forth. So I do this just like that. Get that set, drape it over. And the next string, get that set and drape it over. The next one, you get this set. I always like to give it a little, once I get it in there, give it a little snatch. Just to make sure that I get if it's going to pop up when I start tuning it. It's like called setting the peg in a way, like get it pressed down and then give it a snatch to set the peg. D'Addarios is always the way. I'm very brand loyal to the things that I use. D'Addario strings, Taylor acoustics, Fender electrics. Set and set and both draped. Now I'll start with the Big Daddy. The old low E. Or for me, because I play half a step down, this is the low D sharp. I tune half a step down. And I always do the same thing for some reason. And by the way, my bridge isn't set. My bridge moves. And I don't know if you guys can see that, can you? It moves a little bit from side to side. So the whole time I have to keep recentering the bridge because the pressure of the strings holds it down. Otherwise, it would just... I mean, it's wedged in there tight enough to where it won't, like, fall off if... And I keep slack on the string to keep it wrapped neatly. I want it to coil nice and beautifully here. Nice and perfect. Close enough for now. Now let's go to the A string. Same deal. Leave some slack in it. And I create the crease in the string. You got to get that right the first try. Because wherever you start wrapping it, that tightest crease as it's coming out of the mouth of the machine head, that's your crease. And if it's going to break, it'd break in the weakest point. And whenever you do that, that makes that the weakest point. So that's why it's important to wrap this thing tight so that not a lot of vibration gets back to that point. You know what I'm saying? What's up, alien? We'll get this thing tuned whenever we're done. And the same deal here. Get this thing, get some tension pulled in it, pop it over so that this part, the excess part of the string, goes over the coil as to keep it down. And then as the string bends around, the coil will grab the string between the machine head and the saddle, or the bridge, I mean. Saddle's down there. The strings between the machine head and the saddle need to be that, you need to have that lower, or else if it's not low enough on this end, it'll drag on this end and create like a buzz or a hum, and that's not what you want. My G string actually has a little hum on it. Hey-o. So I might need to go a little crazy with the... Yeah, I'm going to actually go real crazy with the wrap on this one because I want to pull it down a little farther. And I have little machine or little things where I could make this thing go quicker. But I've always done it like this, and this is the most comfortable to me. In fact, using the little tool that I can swivel it around, make it all go fast, the strings don't get on as well. I do it better this way. So we got 3 wraps officially on the G. We only got about 2 on all the rest of them, but we went 3 with this one. Oh, damn. Well, I got to loose everything up. There's a little bit of a guitar pick that's underneath my bridge here. All right. There we go. There's a little piece of a guitar pick, a sliver of a guitar pick to raise my bridge up just a little bit. You hear that thing I'm talking about there? It's got a little bit of a hum in it. You guys probably can't hear it as well as I can because I know what this thing sounds like, but it's got a little bit of a buzz inside of it. But once we get the rest of these strings on here and tight, now these are the tricky ones. I always have to double check and make sure I'm putting the right ones on here because you never want to be that guy. And now would be the time you'd have to make a swap if it wasn't the right ones. A little sliver of pick. It stays there. It's under the bridge. Like that. It's like a guitar guy, my guitar guy back home, brother Ed Dennis, who is one of the only people on earth that I truly trust with my precious instruments. I gotta get a better angle on this from up here. Ed Dennis did that. He was like, hey, let's I can fix that buzz. So he reset the saddle or reset the bridge, and he cut just a little sliver of one of those big triangle Fender picks, those big brown, shiny triangle like Dorito chip guitar picks that look like glass. And yeah, it's a little wedge, exactly. It's a little shim, if you will. Whoops. It's under the bridge. Like that song, Under the Bridge. It's like, I could show you, but unless you have x-ray vision, you would not be able to see it, for it is underneath the bridge in here. Like, between the guitar and the bridge. It's under the bridge. But anyway, so I got it pretty so once it's give it a nice little a little stretch, a little pull on them, just a little bit, that way to get them to release from if they're gripping up under here for anything, or if they're ever gonna stretch out and go out of tune. This is gonna do that. And I'll usually just pull the strings up away from the way I tune each string to the string next to it. I think that's around D sharp, maybe a little, I don't know, we'll see how close we got. You guys want to see how close we got? I'm going to just put this tuner on here. I'm going to turn it on, and then I'll bring it up here real close so you guys can see what it says. This should say D sharp or somewhere near it. So I was a little sharp. Honestly, that's fine. So the rest of them should be good. So yeah, me fix this back over here to where I can see it tomorrow when I need it. But yeah. But the part that everybody's always so intrigued by is the string wrapping. Once you get the strings, once you get it tuned, what I do is I take it just like a ponytail. I grab the ends and I loop them up just like a ponytail, and I give them a nice little tie them in a knot, tie them in another knot, bring this guy around and knot it on a couple of the strings, and then around to that one, and then these guys can come around here and wrap around that, and then I give it just a little pull and then tighten it up. And just wrap these guys around. And I pull it away far enough from my fingers to where it don't come around and get me. Whenever I get on that end of the fretboard, or when I'm trying to tune. I did it wrong because I was trying to show y'all and I didn't do it how I normally do it. Gotta grab it from a different angle here. I don't know why it's not working the way it usually does here. It's all because I was trying to show y'all how to do it instead of just... Now I can't even remember how I do it. Oh, there we go. All right, now I got it. This feels like more of a fluid motion than what I was just doing. There we go. This is what it usually looks like when I'm done with it. This is what I usually looks like whenever I'm done with it. The strings are tied off in a nice little loop on the end. It just looks like that. I've always done this. And then there's nothing like the sound of an acoustic guitar with brand new strings like... The only problem is you got to make sure that whenever your finger's there, you got to make sure that it is not going to be in the way of your finger. So when it gets there, after you play a little bit, you'll have to work it around and bend it so that it faces, so that the tips face more towards the headstock. But yeah, I've always just done this. Long hair, don't care. It keeps it nice and neat on the end, but it's still not. Hear that, man? Just I'm going to show you guys another little trick if you play guitar. If you don't do it just right, it sounds a little sour, but just a little bend into the note like it just did. This thing really cuts the mustard, man. Like there's a lot of other guitars, and by the way, that you can kind of hear it. Like, listen to the difference. Like, that rings out like a has a little metallic sizzle on it. halfway through, but listen to the G. That comes in so much quicker here. That sizzle exists at the point of hitting it rather than after it vibrates for a second. So it has that like sharp pin, pan like a cooking dish sound, like if you hit it hard, but it but also just strumming it, man. This guitar has such a full sound, you know. The reason I play 12s right under 13s, and 13s is what those big, like bluegrass players play, those bigger gauges, a lot more floppy vibration, which means it's gonna create more volume. So. And by 12s, I mean 0.012 gauge is what the highest string on this is. And everybody always judges it from the little string. That's a .012. But if this is a 13, like this thing sounds like auditorium style, like just booming noise. But this has that anyway. And also, I use, when I'm strumming the acoustic, I use a very thin pick, because you hear that, it kind of sounds like some sort of percussion. So it changes it from, which just sounds like a guitar. Like if I use big, you hear that it gives it because this claps back a little bit, the pick claps back a little bit in the strum, so it gives it more of like a drumming, it sounds like a percussion thing, like kind of like an egg shaker almost, you see? Just to show you the difference, I'm going to play with a much heavier pick. Like you can see, I'm going to hold these two picks next to each other, and you can see the thickness of each of them there. You see how thin the red one is and how thick the black pick is? Like I can take this red pick and I can like, you know, like bend it around. But this one doesn't budge. So the difference in this pick where the pick has a little bit of resistance, this big pick it gives the guitar a much louder sound, and it's you don't hear the pick as much as you hear the string. When here you hear you see the difference. Like it's such a much much more high pitched sound and this is more warm and mellow with a lot of bluegrass pickers will use these for flat picking because they don't want the pick to bend at all. They want to have precision with. Also, the flat pickers, they do a lot of like a pick stroke for every note. I don't play like that. I like That was 2 pick strokes, but 3 notes. I like to get a lot of work out of the. Is one way to do it, but sounds much cooler. And that was 1 pick stroke versus 4. I know y'all don't care about that shit, but I have not heard of that song. But the goated way of doing it is no pick at all, in my opinion, on an acoustic guitar. If you got decent enough calluses, and mine aren't as good as they once were, but on my thumb over here, you can see when I turn my thumb, you'll see where the callus starts. You see that white part and all that red, that little part that doesn't get a lot of blood to it? That's because that's just a concrete block right there. That's just a little, can you hear that? I don't know if you can hear. But like I just got calluses on the end of it. In my opinion, I used to always say I'm not going to let a piece of plastic get between me and my guitar. Honestly, I know a bit of Queens of the Stone Age, but the only one I really know is that radio hit that they had. I know they're a great band. Josh Homme is a masterpiece of a musician himself, but I haven't dove into a lot of the catalog, so I don't know that one specifically by name. But when it gets to finger picking, I really like those sing-songy styles of like where you can change just a simple G to C, just a simple 1 to 4 into this seems like the difference from between walking somewhere and being carried somewhere. Like this is like, I mean, don't get me wrong, a good guitar, if you got good timing or good rhythm, this is gonna sound good, but this doesn't hold a candle to this. See, this just feels like it's going somewhere, right? And you can just now the guitar is singing. Now it has a melody to it and it's not just, so it's like you're But yeah, this thing stays in tune pretty good. After all of that, we've still got a nice little. You hear that? Or my favorite chord. It's my favorite chord ever here. It is a bar F with the open G and E. It is such a nice sound. I use it so much in stuff that I write, like End Up Over Yonder is just. I love that it's just, that's the lowest that a major chord can get to that has an easy access to a minor chord. It's so good, isn't it, man? And ironically enough, I talk about this a lot. This is the fourth, the fifth, and the minor fall. I just sucked in a little phlegm. This is what Leonard Cohen talked about that pleased the Lord. It's this. Like, I heard there was a secret chord that David played and it pleased the Lord, but you don't really care for music, do you? It goes like this: the fourth, the fifth, the minor fall, but then the major lift, minor fall and major lift. It's just this, these chords, man. Just I could do an entire I don't know, man. I could do lectures on just this chord progression right here. Just, this is your root. Your root is the F. But it's in the major key of C, or actually the major key of B, technically, if because I'm a half a step down, so. And there's just so much room. It's in the major key of C, but it never plays the C. It never hits the 1. So in C, it would be 1, 2. So 1, it would be 1 major, 2 minor, 3 minor, 1 major, 2 minor, 3 minor, 4 major, 5 major, 6 minor, 7 major. Or no, that's that would be 7 minor back to 1. So you have 3 majors and 4 minors in that. So yeah, you get your 1, 2 minor, 3 minor, 4 major, 5 major, 6 major, or 6 minor, 7 minor. But you actually no, that wouldn't be the. Yeah, it would be the B. It would have to be the minor because the major doesn't sound right. But anyway, yeah, I love that it's a thing. Just that all of the majors and 1 minor exist. So like it's because a minor is such a heavy power that it kind of needs. 3 majors with it is ganging up on it, kind of. But I like the 2 majors and the 1 minor. It kind of like complements each other nicely. And that works the same as like a witch's nutshell. But in the major, that's the lowest bass note you can get. But because that's in the key of G, but G doesn't exist in that. It's just the 4, 5 minor lift. Minor fall, major lift to me. I'm gonna plug this thing in. By the way, I'm streaming this on the. Wait, is it on this end? It's on the top, isn't it? No. I'm streaming this on the old iPhone X. Wait a second. Does it also take this? Oh yeah, it also takes that to charge. Got it. What's up, Spooky? I also like there's a way to make, like, this seems like a creepy, the F to G to A minor sounds more like spooky, creepy, forest, haunted type thing in that use of the minor. But there is a way to make it sound just beautifully hopeless with that minor. But see, that's a beautiful major that falls on an out of place minor there, you know. And because the minor chord is so out of place, it almost carries more weight versus the actual minor key, which is the or that's interchangeable to a major, like I just did. Minor, major, that little. Sometimes both work and it doesn't make sense, but it's music and it doesn't have to make sense. But then I loved it. That's one of my favorite things to do, that then overshoot. That's my favorite Alice in Chains song. Hold on a second. I hide, not afraid to paint my side. A song would say I've lost my mind, brother, try and hope to find you were always so far away. I know that pain, so don't you run away like you used to do. Roses in a vase of white, budding by the thorns beside the leaves that fall, 'cause my hand is pulling them hard as I can. You were always so far away. I know that pain, and I won't run away like I used to do. Pictures in a box at home, yellowing and green with mold, so I can barely see your face. Wonder how that color tastes. You were always so far away. I know the way, so don't you run away like you used to do. I love that, man, just that. Pictures in a box at home, yellowing and green with mold, so I can barely see your face. Wonder how that color tastes. You were always so far away. I know that pain, so don't you run away like you used to do. That is so sick, isn't it, man? It's hard to encapsulate what they were doing with their voices in that moment, man. I've never done that before. I had to read the lyrics, and I don't even know if that's what key it's in. But let's see, what key is it in? So it's in, oh, so it's actually in, oh, that's it. That's it. I've never done that before. Oh my God. I love it when something that I've never tried before just, oh, because this meant so much to me when I was a kid. Oh, man. Fucking 10, 11, 12-year-old me would be so stoked that we just did. Ah. Oh, that's it. Frozen in the place I hide, you were always far away. You were always far away. That's up there. I know that pain, so don't you run away, hey, like it. So don't you run away, hey, like you used to do. Wow, it's way up there. Frozen in the place I, nope, frozen in the place. It's not, my voice doesn't want to do it up there now because it's already used to the other. It adapts that quickly. Frozen in the place I hide, not afraid to paint my sky with some say I've lost my mind, but I try and hope to find you were always so far away. I don't like it so much up there. I know that pain, so don't you run away like you used to do. That lick's fun, but I like it better lower down, like frozen in the place I, you were always so far away. Now I'm singing it in the other key. I know that pain, I won't run away like you used to do. I could just always go back there, but it would be wrong. But I like that. Maybe I could find a happy medium. But I really like that. That chord is so nice. It has to be there. Frozen in the place I hide, not afraid to paint my sky. If some would say I've lost my mind, but I try and hope to find you were better with a low voice like that, I think. I think it sounds nicer that way. And those chords, those little, I know that pain and I won't run away like you used to do. That's like an Alice in Chains thing, because that chord, I like the way the drop D sounds, but it's better in standard. Roses in a vase of white, blooded by the thorns beside the leaves that fall, 'cause my hand pulling them hard as I can. You were always so far away. That Lane Staley vibrato is iconic. I know that pain, and I won't run away like I used to do. Oh fuck, I can't. No, and I won't. I want to go. My voice naturally wants to go higher, but that's the guitar wants it there. So alone, gonna end up a big old pile of them bones. Because I was wondering why that sounded so familiar, because it's, and I feel so alone, gonna end up a big old pile of them bones. That would be like a, gonna end up a big old pile of them bones. I'm not in drop D, so but that like. Pictures in a box at home, yellowing and green with mold, so I can barely see your face. Wonder how that color tastes. You were always so far away. I know that pain, and I won't run away like I used to do. Lane Staley was nice, man. He was smooth with it. That little. Oh man, my little kid self is just so stoked that we just did that. Oh, I love that song. That Alice in Chains Unplugged record was so good, dude. I wonder if we've gotten copyright claimed yet. I'm sure we have. Not yet. Yeah, they were good, man. They were a good band. I really liked. I mean, ain't bound to wait. It was like that. That was a war anthem, dude. Unplugged is so good. To this day, I prefer the sounds when I play drums. I feel like I play hot rod sticks better than regular drumsticks because of MTV Unplugged, for sure. Yeah, it is sad how dope sick he was. It really is, but I mean, what a fucking. I gotta cut my fan on. What a fucking. I hate it that it does this noise until I beat it around a little bit. It is sad he was that sick, but I mean, what can you do? My guitar strings are officially changed. I use Diodario Blues, the 12s. These guys. This thing does sound pretty sweet though, doesn't it? The sun eclipse behind the clouds. It's a Flaming Lips riff. I thought I recognized your face. All those strangers, but I am a stranger now amongst all of the recognized. What is this? Are you some kind of hypnotist, waving your powers around? The sun eclipse behind the clouds. Anyway. Oh, that's such a nice sound, isn't it? Oh, that's such a nice sound, is it not? What a wonderful sound this guitar makes. You guys, I'm going to show you how I pack this thing all away nice and neatly as well. I can show you guys. So, I'm going to put these spare strings. I won't need these guys anymore. I can take those out of the case. Put these new spares in the little storage pocket here. Also, something that I do, I can actually take these out of the pack. Just like that. My guitar strap that I wear is here, but also my granddad's guitar strap I never do a gig without is in here. That stays there. When I'm working on the guitar, fun fact, this guy that opens up, now you gotta, I don't know if you guys noticed I did that. Now you have a little workstation. My case is old, so I had to put some wire over here on it. I don't even know if you guys can see that. There's a little piece of wire here that I hooked in there to keep the case from falling off on that end. So I have to put a little piece of shirt in there so that little wire, metal wire, doesn't catch it. And everything that I need is in there, ready to go for tomorrow. Ooh. Hit the head real quick. All right. Got a bunch of old strings here. I always keep these old packs of strings, empty packs, and I load them with, this is what I do. See, I never throw strings away. You know what? I never, just poke myself. Let's let me show you guys something. That is a living piece of art. I can't. Some people, and to be perfectly honest, and I'm sorry if you're one of these people, I'm kind of disgusted. And I know that this makes no sense to a lot of people when I say this, but like, it disgusts me that, especially people who perform live, can. Oh, look! I got my thumb good. In fact, I better put some alcohol on this because that string was old. But it kind of infuriates me that people who play music live in front of people can create these magical moments with these strings and these instruments, and some of these musicians will just get done playing a song and smash the guitar because it's like a rock star thing to do. That is just so disrespectful to the instrument. And y'all see me, I clean my stove. Because it's also a dish. Dude, your strings are also an instrument. And I have had so many good shows and made so many people smile and so many people happy with those strings. So even if I just put them in a case and sit them to the side somewhere, they never get thrown away. Never. I could never part ways with something that I did that much work with. You know? I don't know if that makes sense to any of you guys, but that's how I feel about the strings, man. And I'm kind of like, man, do other people really not, value that like I do? Which I guess, obviously, that's a thing. But anyway, how about a word from our sponsors here? And then I gotta get out of here and go to bed as well. Dude, I would be uncontrollable, like I would be a health risk to myself if anything happened to my acoustic guitar. That's why for so long I was so paranoid about bringing it down to 6th Street for fear of what might happen to it. But it just sounds so good. Man, I measured out the lines, drew a grid on that board, and drew with pencil. One day I'll get a good picture of it that like can show the guitar. But in pencil, I drew my guitar on that wooden board, and then I screwed in those screws on each of those intersections that I had measured out to make it even. And I've added a few over the years because I filled it up to where none of them have any more room for new strings So I've had to like screw it. So now it's just gnarly around the side. It's just growing outward now. But man, I have. You remember when you used to be able to get 100 packs of CDs, of blank CDs, those big spools that had the stick in the middle to hold the CDs. I had like a desk full of those things with just strings in them. I have used strings in on my truck everywhere I go, and I for the longest time I would, if I were playing a gig somewhere and I changed my strings while playing a gig. Is that wax that I spilled on my desk earlier from improperly? I sat the Puffco down on its side. You're not supposed to do that. But I was freaking out. Anyway. If I changed my strings at a gig or something like that, I would hide the strings somewhere in the venue. So in places where I've played music, so long as they haven't been like vastly renovated, there's little pieces of me hidden. If you ever see in like Dead Dog Saloon or Bubba's Love Shack, on like something that I felt like, okay, this will always be here, I will hide some guitar strings there, and I've put them up all over the place. Just little pieces of me in those venues. There was a time where my shirt was stapled to the ceiling of a bar. I took my shirt off and we stapled it to the fucking roof. We stapled it to the ceiling. There's actually a video of that happening. And it was a shirt that says "She Wants the D," but instead of a D, it was a picture of a chart for the D chord. So only guitar nerds would get it. She wants the D. Anyway. How about one more word from the sponsors, and then we'll go on our merry way. I'll say now, like the video. This was another little quickie. We've reached some incredible milestones in the channel. I am going to do my best. I don't know how good I'll do with coming home early tomorrow after Secret Show's set. But we may end up only having time tomorrow for cooking. Oh boy. We may only have time for cooking, because tomorrow we're going to make some spaghetti. Shout out Bonghole, by the way. I don't know if Bong's still in here. We're going to make some spaghetti sauce from scratch. Got everything that we need. Cough to get off, that's right. Got everything we need. I'm going to make a large quantity of it, and it's going to be delicious, and I'm excited about it, and you should be too. Let's see here. Yeah. You know what?
I bought this beautiful legs in 1980. It's 1979 model, so it's most of it's left from them.
Would you guys, I'll let you guys I'll let you guys pick. There's this guy who plays music. He has a really good setup. And he really deserves more people checking out what he's got. Since we were talking about guitar stuff, he plays all these different instruments and he's pretty talented. I'm not gonna play any of his music there, but let's see if he's got his redirect enabled. Nesbitt is also live. He does not have redirect enabled. And he's in the middle of a song right now, so he wouldn't be able to chat back and change all the stuff that he would need to. So we are gonna stick with our homie Nesbitt. I did that earlier, the sneaky in between, the live between VR and then redirect everybody straight to Red Band. And what do you guys think about that going forward? Is that kind of is that too much? Does everybody kind of need a break a little bit in between? I was trying that to see. I'm going to see what you guys think about that. Because I think that it helps to have a surplus of people just pop in all at once. Right at the beginning, I think that helps. I think there's something to. I haven't quite figured it out. I don't know exactly what's up. But I think that the algorithm really likes the redirect thing. It really likes when we do that. So, let's do that. Anyway, we got our homie Nesbitt. He was in the middle of a strong battle earlier, and it was so fun to watch. He was having a blast. I've had him going the whole time we've been live, too. But anyway, there's going to be no outro on this one. Shout out to the members. Shout out to everybody else. Hit the ground running, that's right. Let's go and hang out with Brother Nesbitt for a little bit. Roll Tide, everybody, and I'll see y'all tomorrow night. We're going to cook some spaghetti. We're going to cook some spaghetti for sure. And before that, make sure to keep your eye around your phone when we go live for the secret show. Those live streams have not been doing as great as all the rest of them, but granted, they're the shortest. So maybe I'll tinker around with going live a little bit beforehand. So we'll see. Did y'all hear that? I did that. All right, Roll Tide. See y'all over in Nesbitt stream. Like the video. Thank y'all.